Hello folks, I'm Francie and I speak two languages, developer and also compliance for the EU AI Act. In these videos, I will be explaining how you can implement in practical terms all the requirements that the EU AI Act requires to comply with the regulation. Let's start. We will be working today in datasets and training. And as usual, we will be assuming that you are developing a high-risk system and also that you are the provider of this high-risk system, both of them behind the EU AI Act. In that sense, the Annex IV have a specific clause that says that, in summary, you need to explain all about training methodologies. Yes, and to develop a little bit of this topic today, I brought you two scenarios that we will be discussing today. In the scenario A, for example, let's assume that you are developing your AI system using a third-party provider that you can get through an API, for example. Then you develop your AI using Claude or OpenAI or another third-party vendor. This clause mentioned that you need to describe what are the data sets that you are using or the training techniques that you are using to develop your AI system. In this scenario A, this response is mainly not applicable. Why? Because you don't have the information or you are not responsible to train the model because you are using a third-party provider for that. Probably you will need to explain how those models were developed, obtaining the model card and review how those were developed and the AI terms, etc. But this is not part of this clause specifically. No worries. We can review the third-party risk management section in another video. But now let's see that you are developing your own AI machine learning model that can be, for example, fine-tuned for your AI system purpose with an open source provider. In this use case, probably you will need to define or explain in the technical documentation in the Annex IV what is the learning technique that you are using to develop or fine-tune this machine learning model, the different techniques that you are implementing, one or another or both of them. Another important topic that you have to include in your technical documentation is what are the data sets that you are using to fine-tune, for example, your training model. In this case, I brought for you two questions. The first one is, are they public sources? If you are using public sources, you can detail in the technical documentation how you validate that are trust information, what were the sources that you use to obtain these data sets, why you choose this information and not another one, because it's more fit to your AI system, or etc., depending on your use case. And another question is, what happens if it's private sources? And the main question that you can explain in the technical documentation is, how did you obtain the consent for use those private sources in the training and all the entire process for training your fine-tuned model, for example. that's it. Those are the two scenarios that I brought for you in regards to training methodologies. But in summary, it's explained in details if it's applicable or not, depending on your use case, and if it's applicable because you are training or fine-tune an AI model, is what are the techniques, what are the metrics, what are the data sets, if it's private, if it's public. All that provide transparency in the Annex IV is the way that you can develop this technical documentation. Thanks for joining, and if you like this content, please subscribe and recommend me with your colleagues or all the people that need this information. Bye bye!